Good afternoon and thank you for joining us here on this Thursday. I'm Juliana Valencia. Schools across Louisville holding walk-ins to protest cuts to education funding. Teachers, parents, and students marching united into schools early this morning. Teachers plan to gather in Frankfort tomorrow, asking lawmakers to override the governor's veto on the budget and tax bills. Districts like Bullitt, Trimble, and Fayette are already calling off classes for tomorrow. Right now, Jefferson County Public Schools is monitoring the situation. One day after President Trump claimed potential airstrikes on Syria were imminent, he's trying to cloud the timing. Trump tweeted early this morning, never said when an attack on Syria would take place. He says America deserves a big thank you for pushing ISIS out of the region. Wednesday, Trump warned Russia that missiles will be coming. And you only have a couple hours left to reserve your ticket to win the home valued at $435,000 in Louisville's Catalpa Farms subdivision. Look at those volunteers working hard. Go ahead and pick up the phone and call them. That number to reserve a ticket is 800-830-8193, or you can visit dreamhome.org to reserve a ticket. And while you're entering to win the home, you're also helping the many children battling cancer at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We have new information this afternoon on a story that made international headlines just last year. A Kentucky doctor dragged off his United Airlines seat because it was overbooked. The aviation officer who dragged him off is now suing his former employer and United Airlines. Dr. David Dow was dragged off that overbooked flight to Louisville from Chicago last October. Dow and his wife had been involuntarily bumped to make room for United employees. And that officer is now suing, saying he was unfairly fired and claims he had not been trained to deal with this kind of situation. He says United Airlines knew calling aviation police would lead to the use of physical force. That officer will share his side of the story coming up later on ABC. A special prosecutor will now review the actions of a former Louisville police homicide detective. Former Detective Mark Handy investigated 2 cases where men say they were wrongly convicted of murder. In both cases, the murder convictions were overturned. The Louisville Metro Council asked Attorney General Andy Beshear to have a special prosecutor review Handy's practices, and his office has now agreed. The time is 12:31, and we are enjoying this Thursday. I'm joined by meteorologist Jared Heil, and I'm just so happy that there is finally sun.
Sunshine.
And it's warm, too.
And it's warm. I mean, 70s.
Why are we here?
Oh,
Let's look at that, 74 right there. That's awesome.
It's gorgeous, and it's going to push 80 later on today. This weather forecast speaks for itself. The only issue, if you don't like the wind, yeah, it's going to be windy from time to time over the next 2 days, blowing in these warm temperatures. But it will stay warm through tomorrow ahead of our next chance of some weekend showers and storms. 74 in Louisville with brilliant sunshine. Humidity bone dry at 28%, and that may actually drop closer to around 24-25%, which means that with the wind and the dryness that we have after not seeing rain for a few days anyway, open burning should be limited or avoided today if all possible, because flames can spread out of control pretty quickly in this sort of weather. Temps all around the area, low to mid 70s. Room temperature, in fact, in Bardstown and Madison, 72 degrees. This afternoon, 77 by 2 o'clock in Louisville. Should reach a high right around 80 at 4 or 5 p.m. and then slip back through the lower 70s at sunset. And overnight lows tonight will drop back into the low and mid 60s. And will stay breezy from time to time as well. Mostly sunny skies all around the Ohio Valley. If you're traveling for today, the only thing bothering you is the persistent wind, especially in higher profile vehicles. We do have some rain and snow way up to the north and northeast with that exiting low pressure system. The next low pressure system will also travel to our north over the coming days, give us another warm front. So a surge of warm air tonight keeps our temps very mild, upper 50s and low 60s in the morning. And later on tomorrow, Juliana, we'll do it again, a high right around 80. Very similar weather today and tomorrow. Weekend, not like today. Rain chances, and then it will turn colder. We'll show you just how long the next cold bout will last on the 7-day in a little bit.
We are going to focus on these next 2 days. Thank you, Jared. Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin is asking President Trump for a presidential disaster declaration for 35 Kentucky counties. It comes after historic floods in late February. 6 Kentucky counties are included in the list. That letter shows there were more than $24.7 million worth of damages statewide. In Metro Louisville, the flooding caused around $3.5 million in damage, and that's according to Louisville Emergency Management. A major sewer pipe under the heart of downtown Louisville is in need of major repairs. Inspectors found damage that could lead to a cave-in. Repairs will mean sidewalk closures for the next several weeks on Main between 4th and 7th Streets.
We have critical assets that are in need of repair due to age. We know that it affects traffic. We know it impacts businesses and tourism activities downtown. But this is something that we felt like, from a safety standpoint, we needed to move forward and make the repairs sooner rather than later.
Right now, there is no timeline on when repair will start on Main. All new here at noon, the results are in and they don't look too good. Each quarter, our news partners at Louisville Business First put together a list of Louisville restaurants that have critical violations from the Public Health Department. Any critical violation earns a grade of C, the worst grade. And here's just a few of the restaurants on that list and the reasons why they received a critical violation. Buffalo Wild Wings on Bardstown Road had sour cream that was not held at the proper temperature, storing of personal foods improperly, sanitizer not available, and gray water overflow at a sink drain. 8 Up in downtown had hands not washed properly, chlorine solution not at proper concentration level. And Guy Fieri Smokehouse on 4th, potentially hazardous food not stored at that proper temperature. Cafe Mimosa on Bardstown Road had broken eggs.